I'm going to read you this book. It's called An Extraordinary Egg by Leo Leone. And when I read, I might make some mistakes or just read a little differently, or you guys will see. And when I do, I want you guys to raise your hands. And when I'm finished with the page, I'm going to call on you and ask what I was doing that made it maybe difficult to understand or hard to get the story. Okay? An Extraordinary Egg by Leo Leone. On Pebble Island there lived 3 frogs, Marilyn, August, and one who was always somewhere else. That one's name was Jessica. Jessica was full of wonder. She would go on long walks way to the other side of Pebble Island and return at the end of the day shouting, "Look what I found!" And even if it was nothing but an ordinary little pebble, she would say, "Isn't it extraordinary?" But Marilyn and August were never impressed. "Look what I found," she shouted triumphantly, "a huge pebble." This time Marilyn and August were truly astonished. "That is not a pebble," said Marilyn, who knew everything about everything. "It's an egg." I saw Ronnie's hand up first. So Ronnie, what was I doing?
You were saying each word in a sentence like it had a period.
Right? So how could we describe that? What's a short way to describe that? Heather?
You were kind of talking
Like a robot.
Yeah.
Right? Alright, so I'm going to put robot on the board. So robot is something that we don't want to sound like, right?
Yeah.
Although it is hilarious.
Alright, so was it hard to understand what I was reading when I did that?
Yeah.
It was hard to get the flow of it, so I'm going to reread it so that we can follow the story. The chicken that threw herself into the water, and the frogs dove in after her. To their surprise, the chicken was a good swimmer and fast too, and she showed them new ways to float and paddle, and they had a wonderful time together and played from sunup to sundown, and so it went for many days. Mason?
You're talking really fast.
Was that hard to understand?
Yes.
Right?
I also knew that because I heard you and said that.
I don't have notes, but it's okay. So, what about making it reading fast was hard? You have an answer?
It's hard to hear what you say, like the words. It's hard to understand what you're saying.
Alright. So should I read them again?
Yeah.
Alright. You have a question?
Yeah.
Or a comment?
One thing, you got them running over all the periods.
So that's really important, right? Remembering our punctuation in reading. Right. From that day on, Jessica and her rescuer were inseparable. Okay, so now that I know what the word is, I'm going to go back up to the very beginning of the sentence and reread that so that the sentence makes sense. One day they went to a place where Jessica had never been before. A red and blue bird flew down from a tree. "Oh, there you are," it exclaimed when it saw the chicken. "Your mother has been looking all over for you. Come, I'll take you to her." That's right, I was reading with no expression. I wasn't taking on the voice of the bird that was talking, and I wasn't giving emphasis on any words, right? So that's a good part. Should I write that one down on the board? That we shouldn't read with no expression. And a voice as gentle as the whispering grass said, "Come here, my sweet little alligator!" And the little chicken climbed happily onto her mother's nose. Now it's time for me to go, said Jessica. I'll miss you very much, little chicken. Come visit us soon, and bring your mother too. Why is nobody raising their hand? But what do you think, Mason?
Yeah.
But why is that wrong? Anybody have an idea? Heather?
Because you didn't just say it as it said in the story.
Right? In the story it said, in a voice as gentle as the whispering grass. Did I say it as in a voice as gentle as whispering grass?
No.
So sometimes the story can tell you like how to read something, right? So, what I should have said was, come here, my sweet little alligator. Right? All right. So what are the things that I did wrong in my story, or did a little bit, made it more confusing?
Oh, you read fast.
I read fast. Heather?
You talk like a robot.
I talked like a robot.
You didn't have any expression.
Mm-hmm. Mason? Do you have another one?
You yelled.
I yelled, so I didn't read how the text told me to, right? Do you have another one, Ronnie?
Mason took mine.
Yeah. You could say something about the sentences and the punctuation. Because remember you noticed that. I was reading through this punctuation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You ran over all the periods. Question mark,
I ran them
punctuation
over.
mark.
All right. So, does anyone know what the word fluency is? What do you think, Mason?
It's reading.
It's reading. What type of reading? What do you think, Allison?
The reading is where you practice it and then you can read it really fluently.
Yeah. So if I practice it, I can read it more fluently. So it's
Instead of reading like a robot.
reading like a robot or really fast or with no expression. That's perfect. Fluency is the ability to read with good speed, accuracy, and proper expression. So does anyone know what accuracy means? Ronnie?
You not lose your place in a sentence.
That would help you read it accurately if you followed along and didn't lose your place. You would be able to read accurately. So the fancy definition is the quality or state of being correct or precise. So if I am being accurate, I'm being correct or precise. So that's about getting the words right when you read. And a lot of that is just about practice. Can I have some more eyes on me, please? Thank you. So about reading accurately, and that takes practice, and what you guys are doing. You guys are learning all your words, and the more you read, the more accurate you can get with your words. And then expression. We've used that word before today. What does it mean, though? Heather?
Like, this is the best birthday ever!
Okay, so it's giving some tone to your voice. You're being able to express what's being said. You're being able to show it with your face and with your voice. So the fancy definition is the process of making known one's thoughts or feelings. So if I said something and I was just like, I'm really sad about today, my face doesn't show that I'm sad, does it?
No.
Right? It makes me think that I'm happy. So the way that you say things and the way that your face looks when you're saying things, it gives the people looking at you kind of like a clue as to what they're an idea of what you want to make known one's thoughts. Okay, so we're going to read a few sentences together. And the first one, I want us to read. We'll go like a speedster. So we're going to go really fast. So we're going to go through the sentence really fast. And we're not going to put any expression in it. We're just going to read it fast. Okay? Can we read it like speedsters?
Oh, yeah.
Ready, go.
I
have to wake up for school so early in the morning. I beat you all.
No, I beat you.
No,
Now let's read it like we're robots.
I
had to wake up early for school so early in the morning. No expression. So read it and don't put any expression in your voice, but read it fluently. Or so read it all together. Don't make it choppy. I have to wake up for school so early in the morning. How could we add some expression to it? What do you think, Ryan?
Add some expression.
Yeah, but how?
You different punctuation.
But if we left it just like that, we're not going to put an exclamation mark or anything. What could we emphasize in the sentence to make it more expressive? Wait.
So, like, I have to wake up for school so early in the morning.
Right. So you're emphasizing that. So I have to wake up for school so early in the morning. Can we all read it like that?
I have to wake up for school
so early in the morning.
Yeah, that was good. I liked how Ronnie did in the morning. So you were adding more expression to it. You were so upset about it, right? Let's see this second sentence. Can we read that with good expression and good fluency? So at a good rate and with accuracy. Can we try that with good expression just right off the bat? Ready?
Do you think I need my rain jacket today?
Yeah. And what did we add to that one? What made it more expressive? Go ahead. Heather.
Question.
So for a question mark, your voice kind of goes up at the end, right? Do you think I'm going to need a rain jacket today? So it's a question. Let's do this one. Ready? Go.
Help, shouted Sam. I'm stuck. Someone get me out of here.
Good. And so you guys, what helps us know that we're gonna be loud and we're gonna be kind of frantic?
Exclamation.
All right. So another thing that could help us is shouted. So we know that Sam is shouting. So we mean help! Shouted Sam. I'm stuck. Someone get me out of here. Right? Okay. So we're gonna split it up into groups. Or we're going to split it into partners, excuse me. So you guys, if I can have Mason and Ronnie sit together, and then Kamaya and Nathan, and then my three girls right here are going to sit together in a group. All right? Find a spot. So with your partner, I want you to take turns, and what I want you guys to do is read. So the first person's going to read a paragraph, and then you're going to switch to the next person. But I want with your partner, I want you to be very kind and with good manners, but I want you to say, tell them, I think you could use a little more expression here. Or here, you see there's an exclamation mark? Or there's parts where you could say, I think here that you should sound a little more sad. So just give your partner some tips, okay?
Summer, the park was full of kids playing.
Emily holds out her.
Do you have something that you could have added?
Perfect.
It's an exclamation point, right? So sometimes once just make sure to tie your laces tight.
And takes the ball.
Pay attention while he reads.
Instead of going to Morgan, the ball flies to the left near the garage. Emily is sad. Why didn't the ball go straight to